December of 16 is when we opened.
So December of this year would be 8.
Thank you.
Seven doesn't matter. All right. So we've been doing this for 8 years.
Yeah.
We've been
Whatever.
married
I'll
for
say-
8
I'll say-
years.
I'm
No
ready.
wonder you're
I'm ready.
confused. Okay.
Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah.
And action.
Welcome to episode 1 of Friends for Life. I'm Andrew Gushner, 4th generation family member at Boyd's, and I'm sitting here with Chad and Hanna from Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
My name is Hanna Williams. I am co-owner of Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I run the front of the house.
I'm Chad Williams, the chef and co-owner, and I run the back of the house.
Just want to, talk all things Philly, family business, big life moments, especially one that happened to you guys last year. Just kind of get into it. So you're both from Philly, right?
Yes.
Yes.
What would you say it's like being born and raised here?
I love Philly. It's a big-ish city, but very much a small town. So I feel like you definitely get best of both worlds there.
I wanted to ask if you guys knew about Boyd's growing up.
Yeah, for sure. My dad always bought his suits from you guys. He's a funny guy. My dad, he either looks like a farmer or he's completely dressed to the nines. And the dress to the nines part always comes from you.
Thank you.
And when it was time to buy something fancy or a nice shirt or, like a high-end sneaker, that's where we went.
How did you discover your love for cooking?
Ooh, that was in college. The chef put a dish in the window, for a lineup for us to taste. And I said, hey, can I come try it out back there, And that was it. I called my mom when I was done. I was like, hey, I want to be a chef. And that's when it started.
You found the passion.
Yeah, it just clicked.
When did you guys buy Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
We actually purchased it in September of 2014. It was actually the longest
Continuously
run
run
restaurant
Right, I read
in the
that.
city of Philadelphia. So it had been operating for 43 years when we purchased it.
Right.
We tore the whole restaurant down to the rafters, and then we had to replace the rafters. So it was a long process.
Yeah.
We learned a lot.
Lessons, you call them in quotes.
Yes,
Lessons.
I can relate from when we redid our store over on Chestnut Street in 2017, and then we just built a new store out in Wayne. So it's plenty of headaches,
Yes.
but for long-term gain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is it true you got married in the kitchen?
Yes.
Yes.
It was not a bit. We kicked everybody out, and it was just us 5 in here, and that was it.
It's really nice.
Yeah, it was special. It was special.
To tell you the truth, I don't think I wouldn't change it.
No,
I wouldn't.
No, for sure.
My dad always says that running a restaurant is the only business harder than retail. Is there any truth to that?
100%.
Well, I don't know. I've never run retail, but it is a labor of love.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
Man, you're on your feet all day. It's the customer interaction is very heavy and present,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a tough part of the job. I cook. Cooking is hard. It's hot. It's long hours. It's a different muscle that you work and really being on, because you're in this place where people expect to have this beautiful time, and for you're scrambling.
Yeah.
And to have to be that public side to it is some work. I don't know if I really appreciate it, because I've waited tables before, but not at this level.
Yeah.
So being in the front of the house gave me a little appreciation for what they do.
Yeah.
It's tough, but rewarding. It's like, if you love it, this is a beautiful thing to do.
I think you guys do a great job of it. Starting from the top, every time I've been in here, I always see you walking around, talking to your customers, making friends, and I'd like to assume that's why a lot of people like to come here.
Yeah.
And same with Boyd's, it's all about the relationships.
Yeah.
It's just a very personal experience. So what's it like running a family business with your husband and with your wife?
Ooh. I mean, it's intense. It's there are parts of it that are difficult, because the problems follow you home, and it's not even the home problems. These are work problems.
Now.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
exactly. You know, so there are parts of it that are there, but when you think about business and having a partner, if the marriage is good and you really, this is your person, you know, this is your soulmate, like who would you want as a partner besides that? You know, somebody who really has your back and your best interest is at heart and who can be honest with you. Because that's a lot, especially in restaurants, it's tough, you know, having people be honest about the work and the feedback is difficult. Yeah. So having somebody in your corner who's there, it is priceless.
I mean, I think it forces us to kind of deal with things on the spot in the moment. You can't let things fester. So whether you're talking about bringing work problems home or home problems to work, whatever the case may be, like we have to communicate. We are forced to communicate all the time. And I think ultimately sometimes that feels terrible in the moment, but it does force us to have a very honest relationship, which
is important.
Is good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, communication is key.
Right.
For us, it's my dad and my brother and I right now, and it's the best part of the job is getting to work side by side with them every day. There's no better feeling than winning with your family.
There's absolutely not.
Nothing.
Being a restaurant of your caliber, you probably have a lot of guests who are celebrating their big life moments like birthdays, anniversaries, etc. What does that mean to you?
You realize what it means to folks and you see them in here and it's their anniversary, or more importantly, probably my favorite is first night out after having a kid. We really try to take care of them when that happens. Yeah.
So a lot of our business is event driven. First one that comes to my mind is weddings. So for us, it's really special to share those moments with our clients and be a part of their big day through the clothing that they purchase from us.
Absolutely.
Speaking of big life moments, what's it like getting nominated for a James Beard Award?
Oof. When we got to the finals, it was surreal, you know, and just thinking that, hey, we might actually win this. It's a possibility. And for the event, we brought 15 people to Chicago.
Our staff.
Yeah, some regulars came. Somebody was celebrating a big birthday. So the pressure was on, you know, like all I was thinking is like, oh, if we lose, like, what do we do? Like,
we brought half our staff.
Yeah.
Our bartender, Sasha, who has been with us since day one, it was her 50th birthday that day.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, we are going to ruin her 50th birthday.
Right, yeah.
Our regulars, as Shad mentioned, we had a handful of regulars that like came to watch.
Yeah.
Well, it's a testament to your relationship with your staff and also your clients that they all came to support you. I mean, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was fun afterwards, right?
Oh,
It was a
blast. It was a blast afterwards. It was.
So Chad, I gotta ask, how did it feel hoisting up the award in a Tom Ford tuxedo?
I don't know if I knew the significance of that until
I did.
I got back, and a lot of our regulars, you know, they like nice things. So they know I normally dress like a chef. And the first thing they would say wouldn't be congratulations. They would go, hey, nice suit. So I, you know, in hindsight, I was like, oh man, that was a big deal wearing a Tom Ford suit. You know, putting the medal around my neck is that's like a life moment for sure.
That's awesome. How'd it feel?
Great. I didn't know suits could feel nice. That was like the first thing. I was like, oh, this feels like, you know, I'm in.
Should.
Yeah, well, it felt like I was in gym clothes. I was like, this feels so much better than what I remember as a kid. So that was the first revelation there. And then you look in the mirror, you're like, oh, this isn't bad. You know, I like how it looked.
And is it true that you guys are working on a new project?
We hope so. You know, like for us, like being that this is our home, you know, in more ways than one, we've always been hesitant about doing the second restaurant and what that means to us and the staff that works here. We've been very deliberate, but I think now we're ready and we're kind of in the process, and we just hope it extends this feeling. I think more than anything is like we wanted to, you know, capture this magic again, which is tough. The building has to be right, the space has to be right, the concept has to fit, and it has to be something we're really excited about.
But I think, you know, a lot of why people come here, and I'm sure you feel the same way, and you have similar aspect to your business, is they want to see us here. We're part of what it is. So to expand to another project, there's a little bit of complication in there. Like, how do we exist in two places at once, and not feel like we're needing to split our time, but how do we effectively run two restaurants the same way that we run this one restaurant? And
Right.
That is challenging, but it has forced us to be very intentional in our choices.
Yeah, I think you don't ever want to be too spread thin and dilute the quality of the experience that we talked about earlier, or any of the quality of the food or services you guys offer. So I respect you being strategic, and I'm sure wherever you land, it'll be just as great as
Hopefully.
the OG.
Hopefully not too far.
Yeah.
I mean, you know as well as we do, you can't rest on your laurels ever, so you constantly have to like reinvent if you want to stay relevant and continue to be part of the conversation and continue to be part of the fabric of anywhere. And you guys have done that in the same way.
Welcome to the video show. No, that sounded so weird. I was trying to jump right in.